Did you know your feed wants you to have the latest updates in digital marketing? So you're in luck. I'm JB from Belmore Digital with my digital update for this week, Monday, 16th February 2026. I hope you loved your Valentines. This week's update covers AI ads quietly reshaping how brands get chosen, search visibility being decided on social long before anyone types a query, email only working when people actually care, MarTech tools starting to make calls instead of charts, and TikTok exposing how lazy most attention strategies really are. The common thread this week: control is shifting upstream, discovery, decision making, and attention are no longer owned by the channels marketers feel most comfortable managing. Now, if you want the full story, go read the full post on belmoredigital.com or watch the full length video right here on my Belmore Digital YouTube channel. So, get in touch to discuss this with me or drop me a follow to get more of my updates in your feed. AI ads have opinions now, and they're not neutral. AI advertising has officially stopped being a concept piece and started becoming infrastructure. Two very different visions are taking shape. One future embeds promotion directly inside AI conversations, where AI ads look suspiciously like advice. The other pushes AI deeper into existing ad systems, tightening the link between discovery, recommendation, and purchase. Either way, this is no longer about formats. It is about influence happening earlier and quieter than most brands are prepared for. The uncomfortable reality is that AI does not treat all brands equally. It favors clarity, consistency, and signals it can trust. If your product information is vague, fragmented, or dressed up in marketing fluff, AI struggles to represent you well. If your messaging reads like it was written for a banner, it will be ignored instantly. This puts pressure on marketers to stop thinking about ads as interruptions and start thinking about them as contributions. There is also a measurement problem coming fast. When recommendations happen inside AI systems, traditional performance metrics start to wobble. Attribution becomes fuzzy, finance gets nervous, and suddenly everyone wants answers marketing cannot give using last year's dashboards. Pretending this is someone else's problem will not end well. This is where digital marketing strategy really earns its keep. AI-mediated discovery punishes disconnected thinking. If your paid, organic content and data strategies are not aligned, the cracks will show. If this feels like a problem you would rather solve early than explain later, we should talk. Get in touch to discuss this with me or drop me a follow to get more of my updates in your feed. AI search visibility is decided before search even starts. There is a growing myth that AI search visibility is about optimizing purely for machines. It is not. It is about being visible where humans already spend time forming opinions. Social platforms, videos, reviews, and community chatter increasingly decide which brands AI systems consider relevant. By the time someone asks a question, the shortlist has already been written elsewhere. What this exposes is how fragile siloed marketing has become. Search teams optimizing pages while social teams chase reach are playing two different games. AI does not care about that separation. It absorbs signals wherever they exist and reflects consensus back to users. If your brand is absent from the places people trust, it does not matter how clean your metadata is. For marketers, this means rethinking effort allocation. Social content is no longer just top funnel noise. It directly shapes discoverability. Video citations, creator mentions, and sustained presence now influence whether AI even considers you worth mentioning. This is slow work and exactly why it matters. This sits squarely inside SEO and organic performance. Modern search results are the output of connected signals, not isolated fixes. If your visibility feels inconsistent or unfair lately, it's probably not random. Let's talk about rebuilding it properly. Get in touch to discuss this with me or drop me a follow to get more of my updates in your feed. Email still prints money, just not the way most people use it. Email continues to outperform almost every other channel on ROI. which makes it impressive how badly it is often treated. Most brands still run email like a broadcast channel, pushing offers at lists they barely understand. Then they wonder why engagement rates dropped while delivery rates look fine. Those are not the same thing. The difference between an email list and an email community is intent. Communities expect value, relevance, and some level of dialogue. Lists expect nothing and give very little back. When email works, it feels personal without being creepy and consistent without being noisy. When it fails, it feels like a sales memo nobody asked for. The practical fix is not more automation. It is better thinking. Segmentation that reflects behavior, not demographics. Content that earns attention instead of assuming it. Occasional friction in the form of questions, replies, and feedback rather than endless polished campaigns that go nowhere. This ties directly to email and CRM strategy. If your email program looks busy but delivers very little downstream impact, that is not a volume issue. It is a relationship issue. If you want help fixing that, let's have the conversation. Get in touch to discuss it with me, or drop me a follow to get more of my updates in your feed. MarTech tools are bored of reporting and want to be useful. Marketing technology is quietly shifting its ambition, showing what happened is no longer enough. The new expectation is guidance. Platforms are starting to suggest actions, priorities, and next steps rather than dumping charts on already overloaded teams. This is not about replacing marketers. It is about reducing time wasted deciding what matters. The danger here is not automation, it is uncritical adoption. Decision support only works when marketers understand why a recommendation exists. Tools that cannot explain themselves create false confidence, not better outcomes. The smartest teams are using these systems as advisors, not autopilots. This shift also changes how stacks should be evaluated. If your tools make you feel informed but not decisive, they are underperforming. The goal is not visibility. The goal is momentum. Data that does not lead to action is just expensive decoration. This is where analytics and performance work becomes essential. Decision-driven systems need clean inputs and clear logic. If your reporting still answers what happened, but never what should we do, it is probably time to fix that. Happy to help. Get in touch to discuss this with me, or drop me a follow to get more of my updates in your feed. TikTok understands attention. Email often squanders it. TikTok succeeds because it treats attention as something that must be earned immediately. Most email marketing behaves as if attention has already been granted. That assumption is wrong, and it shows. Subject lines waffle, opening sentences stall, and value appears far too late to matter. The lesson here is not to turn email into video. It is to respect the first second. People decide whether to engage almost instantly. TikTok designs for that moment relentlessly. Email often wastes it with filler, pleasantries, and corporate throat clearing that nobody asked for. Fixing this does not require gimmicks. It requires discipline. Clear hooks, faster value, less setup. Testing that focuses on early engagement rather than final clicks. If the first scroll fails, nothing after it matters. This sits right at the heart of content strategy. Attention is the gatekeeper for every channel. If your content feels technically correct but consistently underperforms, attention is usually the missing piece. Let's fix that before blaming the platform. Get in touch to discuss this with me, or drop me a follow to get more of my updates in your feed. And that's a wrap. This week is not about shiny tools or clever tactics. It is about power moving earlier in the journey. Discovery is shaped before search. Decisions are nudged before ads appear. Attention is won or lost in seconds. Marketers who still optimize only the visible endpoints are playing defense. The ones who connect strategy, content, data, and intent upstream are the ones who will stay relevant when the rules change again. If any of this feels uncomfortably familiar, That's a good sign. It means you are paying attention. If you want help cutting through the noise and turning change into progress, get in touch via the details in my profile. And in the meantime, don't forget to drop me a lovely follow to get more of my updates in your feed. Cheers.